This is my 2023 garden report. I started planting things outside the beginning of May for two reasons. Number one, I had a bunch of plants inside that I started pretty early and they were really getting too big to be inside. I needed to get them out. And two, the weather looked pretty good for the next week or so, so I thought I'd take a chance. And so far I've been pretty lucky. Um, Although today the weather is only supposed to get up to about 50 degrees, which is why everything's still covered up, so I don't have as much to show you as I really had hoped. You can see here I've got a temporary greenhouse, and that's going to work really well as long as we don't get any hail, so I'm optimistic. And inside the greenhouse I've got two spaghetti squash plants, 3 hot peppers, 2 of which look pretty good, a couple of cucumbers, which I hope survive, although cucumbers are kind of hard to transplant, so you never really know about them, and then 3 eggplants, which look pretty good, and 1 summer squash. I had 2, but one of them died, so I had to replant it. But so far it's really the only thing that died, so I'm pretty happy with the way that temporary greenhouse has been working. And then next I have 10 tomato plants. There's 8 different varieties there, and they all look pretty good so far, so I'm really optimistic that I'll get some good tomato production. And finally, in this third covered bed, I have about a third of it planted with peas, and they haven't sprouted the last time I looked. The ground might have been a little too cold when I planted them, but I'm still optimistic that I'll get something. And then I did plant about a half a row of beets, which I just planted a few days ago. The rest of that is either going to be some regular peppers or some green beans or carrots and tomatoes, carrots and onions possibly. Other than that, over here, I don't know if you can see them, we've got some garlic there, and a bunch more garlic here, and I did get about 7 asparagus spears, but that's all I got. I was kind of disappointed. I was hoping for a little better production, but it looks to me like the asparagus is pretty much done for this year, so I did get 1 meal, so I enjoyed that. And in my cold frame here, you can see I've got some lettuce, and it's doing pretty well. And I was pretty happy with that and thinking I had done a good job until I noticed over here, you can see I've got some volunteers that just grew, and they're doing as good or better as the stuff that I planted in the cold frame. Other than that, in here I've got another tomato, and you can see there's some more garlic and some more garlic, and I don't know if you can really tell, but there's parsley all over the place here. So I've been enjoying a lot of parsley, adding that to pretty much anything I can. And I have some mint. There's a small plant right there, which is kind of invasive. I tear it up and throw it out, but it keeps coming back, so I'm going to try to find a use for some mint. And in here I have another little tomato, which I'm hoping survives. See if we can check it out. Yeah, it's really tiny, but it's a long keeper, and those tomatoes last really well. I've had some of them last into early December. Other than that, I've got some other pots here, which I've got some cilantro that I'm going to put in them, and I still have some other basil inside that I've started from scratch, and I need to go to we have a nursery called Johnny Appleseed here that's really good, so I want to get some regular um, plants there, some purple basil and some regular peppers to add, which will go into some of these pots around here. Other than that, I'm optimistic that I'll be able to keep things alive, and it's looking like I'll have a good harvest this year.